The gloves, one is made from fabric, one is made from plastic. All right, and obviously the plastic one is going to be waterproof. Okay, link this up to how the gloves are going to be used. All right, in an environment, in a wet environment where we do not want our hands to get wet. Okay, this is obviously the better choice. This will absorb water from its surroundings, and your hand can get wet from that kind of a condition. Okay, this one is waterproof, this one is not. This one does not allow water to get to your skin, this one can. But always bear in mind that how the gloves are going to be used. Okay, if you want comfort, this is more comfortable. Why? Because of the porous nature of fabric, because of the spaces in between the fabric itself. Okay, sweat and I hesitate to use the word heat. Okay, it allows our skin to breathe if we use this. Whereas this one, for those of us who have actually used this kind of gloves for any extended period of time, once your palms start sweating or your skin gets sweaty or even get wet, there's no way that water is going to dry up on its own. Okay, you have to take out the gloves and you need to dry your hand before and you're not going to wear this again. Okay, because there's no way that the water that is trapped inside this glove is going to dry up. So two kinds of scenario how you're going to use the gloves and for what purpose, and ultimately it depends on your choice whether you want to go with the breathable fabric one or the waterproof one. Okay, so that is something to tell our kids that just because this is waterproof doesn't mean it is the best solution for everything. It entirely depends on how the object and the item is actually used. Okay, the rest are a little bit more straightforward. Okay, we have already talked about the dropper. Okay, these two cups, M1 and M2, one of them is metallic, possibly made from aluminium. Okay, whereas this is plastic. Okay, what you can do, you can talk about how this one will cross a little bit into primary 4 concept of conductivity of heat. Okay, but I guess that's the advantage of this particular set. It is not entirely constrained to just primary 3 concepts and primary 3 topics. You can actually all of us who are in primary 4 or even in primary 5, you're going to talk about friction with the toothpicks over there, you can actually use them in your everyday lessons. So what you can do is to fill up this with warm water. Okay, warm water at the place about fill up half the cup, perhaps both with 60 degrees of warm water, something like that, and you can get the kids to feel which one will actually feel hotter, which cup will feel warmer in your hands faster. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say. And so you can actually tease out the fact that they see the relationship between metal being a better conductor of heat, okay, versus plastic. Okay, all right. So yeah, this lends to all sorts of scenarios where you can talk about keeping drinks warmer, keeping things cooler and colder. Okay, so that is how the cup can be used. Okay, a bit more straightforward. Okay, now the ceramic and the plastic. Interesting. Okay, we normally do not use ceramic spoons anymore nowadays, simply because it is on the heavier side. Okay, normally we use disposable plastic spoons. Okay, but you can bring up our green initiatives. We are trying to use less plastic based items, yeah, for the benefit of the planet. Okay, but you can because they come in pairs, S1 and S2, you can once again talk about conductivity or heat. Okay, you can also talk about how I hesitate to use the word softer because we don't use that property nowadays in primary 3. We don't teach that in primary 3 nowadays, harder versus softer. Okay, but this is a little bit more on the flexible side, obviously, versus this one. Okay, and this brings us to talk about the glass ball versus the rubber ball. Okay, one is more flexible than the other. This one, interestingly, it floats, so you can use one of the cups to fill up with water, doesn't matter the temperature, and show that the glass ball will sink and this one will float. Okay, and okay, we have binder clips. The binder clips, you can talk about flexibility, you can talk about you know, how strong they are, because okay, strength is the ability of a material to withstand heavy weights without breaking. Okay, in that sense, our kids are normally exposed to questions where we have the material itself and there's a string tying, or you put weights on it, right? Okay, that is your normal question, your typical question related to strength. Okay, but of course strength is not just about that. Okay, it is also, for example, we have this clip. It can actually hold on and grip onto pieces of paper of variable thickness without actually breaking, and that's why metal is used. Okay, next we have this. Okay, we go to the chopsticks first. The chopsticks, okay, previously I mentioned, oh, the chopsticks are actually labeled C1 and C2. Yeah, okay, so they want you to compare the properties and the material of these two chopsticks. Obviously one is made from wood, one is made from plastic. Okay, previously I mentioned use of friction, or rather the topic, the concept of friction. Okay, it's a primary 5 topic. Okay, maybe a little bit beyond our kids at this point of time, our primary 3 kids at this point of time, but you can ask them questions. Which one will grip the food better? Will it be the wooden one, or will it be the plastic one? Now obviously I'm not a chopstick user myself, okay, and the kids can probably tell you better, explain to you that using chopstick is more of a technique rather than the material, rather than the friction. But I guess wood, because it is not a smooth material, okay, it is a little bit rough, it can grip food better, and that's probably why you know, you might want to use this when you eat food. You can hold on to your food items better than plastic. Okay, but when it comes to when you talk in terms of hygiene and cleanliness, this is going to be easier to clean versus this. Yeah, okay, right. So that is those are the chopstick bits.